for the time that we've known each other, this is the first time that you and I really have an intimate talk.
I know. And I'm happy about that.
I love that, Christy.
I know. So now we really get to like dig in.
Yeah. So what's the biggest thing on your mind right now?
Besides Damian Lillard?
Yeah.
Going to the Heat?
Yeah.
Let's see. What's the biggest thing? A lot of things are on my mind at all times. It's always racing. I'm like you know what I mean? Where there's like quite a few things going and spinning. And do you mean like real estate wise or just like life in general?
Life in general.
Like the world falling apart, the
real
aliens.
estate, life in general.
The aliens are big on my mind right now.
Why is that?
Well, as some people may know, there was an alien that crashed in someone's backyard, which could be BS.
Here in Vegas?
Here in Vegas, yes. So there was, yes. And so it was a cop got it on cam. This thing fell out of the sky. It was like a blue light. And then they get a call from somebody that there's an alien like in their backyard. So they go over there. And the only reason the cops were like down with it is they saw this thing fall out of the sky. So they're over there in this back. There, you could see the people, like one guy's filming it like with his iPhone, and they all have guns and stuff. Like it's a Mexican family, I believe. And they all have guns, and they're like, you could see some video where there's like something back there. Like I saw it blink in one video. Yeah. So that's been wigging me out. So now I've been on this like whole alien UFO whirlwind. I can't stop.
So you believe in aliens?
Not necessarily.
UFOs?
No. I mean, I don't know. I don't think anybody knows. I don't know.
Well, I mean, Area 51's.
Yeah. So
north of us.
Of course, I watched the Bob Lazar documentary, and I don't not believe him, but I just don't know if they came from outer space. I don't know if they came from another dimension. I don't know if we made that. I just don't know.
I don't know. With Area 51, I don't know if it's either aliens that they have up there, aliens that they're talking to, or like Independence Day, it's like they're dead and they're just like figuring it out, or if up there they're doing like super top secret like stealth technology.
Yeah.
That's just uber top secret.
And that's always what I thought it was until I saw something weird one time. There was a period of my life where I lived in Lexington, Kentucky. I know. And yeah, that was a whole experience, but that's a whole nother story. I saw the bell looking one. They've spoken about the one that looks like a shape of a bell. And I see this thing in the sky. I'm like, is that?
You could say fuck. It's
I could
okay.
say fuck.
Yeah.
What the fuck is that?
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden these, like, I don't know what kind of fighter jets they were. They were American fighter jets swooping in, chasing it. So that tripped me out. So that made me like, okay, is that maybe something from another country that's like zoomed in to say hi and like spy on us? Or is that?
There is video footage of American fighter jet pilots, active and or retired, that have said they have seen unidentified flying objects that in no way, shape, or form could that be man-made at the speed and or trajectory that that object was on. That's a fact.
Yeah.
That's a freaking fact.
And the
Christy.
propulsion and like how the whole thing, it's so trippy.
So I think that's, I just want to know, like, why do aliens always pick Vegas?
They always pick Vegas.
Like,
they love it here.
If you're, and everyone knows this story. If you're driving from Vegas to LA or back and forth, I think it's Baker, California, alien jerky.
Yes.
And which I had the jerky there once.
Oh, I've had it.
I had the jerky there once. It was terrible.
It's disgusting.
I almost like pop one of my veneers off.
Yeah.
But it's a thing.
You know why? Because they're degenerate gamblers, like most of us.
Well, and yeah. But that's, hey, this trip was not built on winners. We all know that. We all know that.
Just one of us.
How long have you been in town, in Vegas?
So I've been here, actually we counted it out and it's been 12 years.
And do you gamble?
I'm not a big gambler anymore. I used to sports gamble, but I've never been like a slot machine person. I played Texas Hold'em like back in the day, but not anymore. But I don't like going in the casinos. I've become that local where I don't want to go to the Strip. I don't want to go in a casino. I'm not into it.
Where are your top favorite spots to go as a local?
Where are my top favorite spots? Ooh, I'm like you. I like a coffee shop. I'm a coffee girl. I like to go out to eat. I'm a John Cutter person. If there's food involved, I'm probably there.
Where's your favorite coffee shop in town?
The problem is there's not that many in Summerlin that are like, I like makers and finders. I would pick that one.
Mm-hmm.
But there's not enough like makers and finders type ones in Summerlin, I think.
I think my favorite's Mothership Coffee, and I think that they've opened up in downtown Summerlin.
Oh, yeah, they are opening.
Yeah.
I saw that. Did it open already?
I think they have.
Oh, I gotta go.
Yeah, you need to go there. To me, they're hands down the best coffee in town.
Oh, I'm so excited.
Yeah.
I'm doing that this weekend.
The whole thing is just, the whole experience is fantastic. Oh. And the coffee's good, worth every penny.
Yeah.
So go do that. Just go do that. So
I'm all over that.
What is pissing you off?
What's pissing me off?
Currently.
Oh, currently. What's easy? Text investors.
What's a text investor?
Do you have any properties off the market properties? Guys.
How often do you get hit up for that?
Constantly. Relentlessly.
Is it investors? Is it agents?
It's some kind of grift that's going on. And it's so annoying. And they all want off-market properties. And I've engaged with a few of them. They want bottom of the barrel prices that they're never going to is unreasonable. And then they're doing it in a market that's got low inventory. And then on top of that, it's like, what's best for my client as having fiduciary duty to my client? I'm going to put their house on the market for the world to see, to get top dollar. Why would I give it to you? And even if that were the case, right? Why would I give it to you and not a client of mine that I've worked with that I have loyalty to? And they text bombard you. Go away. I've had enough.
I'm seeing how do I put it? It's people don't understand the value of relationships at all.
At all.
They just don't. And they don't understand the value of investing and being empathetic with somebody else and what direction and path they are on.
Yeah.
I see a lack of that here in Las Vegas. Mm-hmm. And I'm blessed. I've had several people reach out to me to say, I'd love to be on your podcast. And I have built this thing from nothing. I've worked my ass off on this thing. You have to meet certain criteria in order to be sitting across the table from me on Fargo Talks.
Absolutely.
Which I call it on brand. And it's my brand. And if you don't like it, you can eat a bag of dicks. I don't care. I don't care because I've built this thing. Go build your own podcast and shoot your own fucking podcast. Don't fucking care. And I'm polite about it, but I'm getting now often, and it always comes back to me because it's such a small town, that someone's nose gets bent at a joint, which is hysterical because the more they talk about me, good or bad, that's more people that are watching my podcast. That's more people that are watching my stuff on Instagram and TikTok and
I feel that.
YouTube, right?
Yeah.
I always learned if you're in the position where you want your name to be out in public, get nervous when people stop talking about you.
Period.
That's it.
Yeah.
So I'm seeing that. I got a DM today from someone that's looking to run for the Realtor board.
I got the same one.
We don't work together.
Yeah.
I don't know this person at all, but they want me to endorse them. And I'm like, well, let's talk. So I just sent this person back a DM going, here's my Calendly link with my availability. Let's talk. I just can't blindly give you an endorsement. And that's protecting my brand as anybody else would be protecting their brand as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right?
And it definitely gets like that during the whole election cycle when it comes to the Las Vegas realtor situation. It always gets a little sketchy
but make the investment in that person. Like if I was if I was looking to curry favor of someone to get on their podcast, to have them endorse me for something, you want to take them out for coffee. You want to have lunch with them. You want them to get to know you.
Right.
To then, you've earned the right in their eyes for them to walk down a path with you.
Yeah.
You've earned that right. Like that's how I would do it.
And you know what that is? Knowing your worth.
Yeah. I know my worth. And,
Period.
but yet there are people that I've, either said no to come on the podcast or whatever, that I just think that they're good people. I like them, but they're not on brand for me. And they're not on brand for here. And there's just certain people, I don't care how much business you do. I don't care if you do 100 deals a year. There's just certain people that won't be on this podcast because that's not the audience that I'm looking for. This has never been an infomercial for real estate agents.
Right.
And never will be.
No, it's
never will be.
It's a conversation.
We just come on here and shoot the shit.
Absolutely.
And that's it. So that's the one that gets me right now. Because a couple things have happened this week.
Yeah.
And I'm like, really? Really?
Yeah. And my my website is, and
It's not going to happen if I tell you no, even a soft no, even if you go over my head. It's never going to happen.
Let me plug mine.
You know what that
It's
just not going to happen. So what is it that, how long have you been a realtor for?
Now 8 years in Las Vegas.
And what is it that you love about your job?
Gosh.
Because you're good, man. You're a good agent.
Thank you.
Full disclosure, we work together. Full disclosure. However, aside from that, you're very good at your job.
Yeah.
The numbers prove it. Your audience proves it. On socials, like you do well.
I know. Thank you.
Yeah, you've earned it.
I know. I have. It's that moment when you give them the keys. It's and having as smooth as possible of transaction is like always great. But when you give them the keys and you look on their face and that hug and that moment, that's what it's all about.
Is that something that you think never goes away?
No, I don't think it's ever going to go away. For me, I don't think it's ever going to go away.
Regardless of the price of the home.
No, it doesn't
the amount
matter.
of commission you're getting, it doesn't matter.
Does
right?
not matter.
It's just the pure joy on people's faces.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. And sometimes it's the $150,000 condo that's like, it's just you got someone a home and it's their first one and it's just a big moment for them. And I don't know. I just that does it for me.
Aside from real estate, what is it that gets you going, that makes you happy?
My family, my kids. I have 3 kids. A lot of people don't know that because I don't put them on social media. They don't want to be on social media, and I really don't want them on social media either. So I keep that pretty private. But that's really it, just spending time with them. Like every second, every day. Like when I'm not doing real estate, it's my kids, and you're not getting in the way of that time.
And how many followers do you have on Instagram?
50,000, a little over.
And YouTube?
YouTube, I have over 8,000.
Which is great.
Yeah, it's okay.
How do you strike balance to be relevant in front of your audience on social media, but yet be a mom?
It's not easy.
Be a good mom.
Yeah, be a good mom.
Be an involved mom.
Yeah, be an involved mom. Gosh, it's really just time management. It's really just good time management. A lot of times, I know this is probably not the best thing in the world for me, but it's how I do it. They go to bed and I'm on there creating and I'm making things because, I'm very hands-on with all of my social media work that I do. So besides the office time that I set aside during the week to do some of it, I will late at night after they go to bed be just pounding out stuff. And it doesn't take me that long anymore because I've kind of gotten really comfortable with it. So, yeah.
And that's your time at night? Is it so like from 9 o'clock to 11 o'clock?
Yeah.
You're like replying to comments, posting content.
Yeah.
Everything.
Checking in with everything, handling everything. Just that's when I do it. Yeah.
Are there any platforms that you're using right now that you love?
I'm loving TikTok. I think TikTok is okay. Well, I'm OG before Instagram. Before Instagram, I was a Twitter girl. Like I love Twitter. I love Twitter for being able to like speak freely and, be obnoxious and say what you want. And I went to school for journalism. I was a journalism major. I like writing. So for me, that was a good place for me. I get to use my writing, So sometimes the photographs, the video and all that, it's like not my place, really. It's the writing is my place. So I love Twitter. But TikTok, as far as engagement and getting out there, my business, what I'm trying to do right now is top notch. Instagram seems like it's dying.
Think so?
Yeah.
Why?
Well, the algorithm, I don't know what happened to the algorithm because I've been building my account since 2015. And all of the sudden, it's just been dead. I think so many realtors are all doing that. Everybody's doing it now and everybody's doing the same thing. And not that it's a bad thing. I'm the queen of everybody needs to get out there, get their face out there and do it because you're going to get leads and you're going to get people. But I think because there's so many people doing the same thing and the same content and like I do it too with the reels and I got really frustrated last year. I remember I met with Christy and I was like, this is just not working. I'm not getting anything anymore. It's dead. It's almost felt like it was just a bunch of realtors like engaging with each other. And I'm like, what do I do? So that's when I moved to YouTube and I moved to TikTok and I started pushing that. But yeah, I think Instagram it needs a lift. I don't know what Zuckerberg needs to do with it. I'm not sure, but there's something with the algorithm it's not near as good as TikTok's.
I think that all of them need to start figuring out how to weave in AI into their algorithms and into the user experience.
That would be amazing.
And that's just my opinion. But in my opinion, I do feel that I think Snap is trying to do something with it. I haven't seen it. I'm on Snap, but I haven't seen it.
I haven't either.
But I do think that to increase the user experience and to make it more immersive, they've got to find a way, and this is Meta, Google, TikTok, need to find a way to make AI more immersive in the user experience.
How do you feel about Instagram?
I like it right now.
You do?
Been, knock on wood, man. It's been good to me. My followers are going up. I had my one video took off and went viral. I've learned now that even though I started this thing as a real estate podcast, it's taken on much more than just a real estate podcast. And now and my audience is now all over the world. I have someone like Norway shared one of my posts to his story a couple days ago.
That's
and
awesome.
I had to look up like the language. I didn't know what it was, and it was Norwegian.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, and I've had people, New Zealand, Great Britain,
Wow.
all over the world. People are consuming my content.
That's awesome.
And thank you. It's pretty cool. And so for me, it's now taking more of the barriers off and having friends come in and having much more just open, vulnerable conversations.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Yeah.
There are so many people that are afraid of being vulnerable. Hence, all the real estate videos that all look the same.
They all look the same.
They all look the same.
Yeah.
And yes, you should be out there.
You have to shift it.
A good video, a video is better than no video.
Mm-hmm.
However, a vulnerable video is much better than a good video.
Yeah. And a lot of the, because, we're in a down market. So I'm very much like, take the temperature of the room. And a lot of like the flex stuff, I see is just dying off and people don't want to see it. They don't want to. So I think a lot of the, your Lambo and your Rolex, nobody cares anymore.
Yeah.
It's like, give me something that make me feel something.
I want to feel something from you. Entertain me,
Mm-hmm.
educate me.
Educate me. Yes.
Or do both at the same time.
Right.
Is awesome.
Yeah.
Then you've got me, and then I want to consume more content from you. Like I love All In Podcast is right now my favorite podcast on the planet.
Mm-hmm.
Those guys are brilliant, they're
Love.
successful, they're funny as hell, and they're best friends.
Yeah, totally.
Besties.
I know.
I mean, come on, y'all. I mean, we
David Sachs, call us.
Please, Chimoff, please, when you're in Vegas, dude, let's talk and get you on here. They're all four of them are self-made, independent guys, independent thinkers, but they collaborate on this podcast every week. And it's a thing of beauty to watch.
It is. It's so good. It's so natural. They give each other shit, and I love that.
It is.
And they're still friends after.
Huh?
And they've gone toe to toe, like giving each other hell, but then they're still friends after. I love that.
But that's what friends do.
Exactly.
It's okay to have that, quarrel, to have that checks and balances. It's okay for me to tell somebody that I'm not happy with their opinion, and we could still be friends.
And it's like society's changed so much where everybody's so afraid to offend anybody anymore, So everybody's like tight-lipped so much. And it's like, just let it out. Of
the 2.1 million views I had on mine, and I talked about parenting, and I'm open about it. I don't coddle my kids. Mm-hmm. I reward them. I fawn over them, but there's a difference because I don't do everything for them. Right. And there's a big difference. And so in saying that, it's my opinion that if you are a helicopter parent compared to how I parent, 10 years from now, my 13-year-old daughter, if she's going for the same job that you're going for, if you're a coddling parent or if you're a product of a coddling helicopter parent, my kid will get the job over you and over you or your kid.
Oh, for sure.
It's as simple as that.
Oh, for sure.
And to me,
and people get mad at you for that?
Oh, and Christy, that's the best part though, is that of the millions of people that viewed that video, I'd say 95% overwhelmingly were supportive. I'm still to this day seeing 5 to 10 shares of that video to people's individual stories on Instagram, which is the greatest thing in the world for the algorithms.
Love it. I know whenever people talk shit in my mentions, I'm like,
so this is, what I'm seeing is the positive ones, people are sharing it. Mm-hmm. And so then I reply back and I say thank you and give them I give them a little, hands up. I do the clapping thing that goes up and I hit the heart and I do that. And that's also now it's given a second wind to that short.
I love it.
I know for a fact that that's what it's done. So inside baseball for you, reply to every freaking comment and share.
Always reply. Those are your people.
Everyone. It's like talking to somebody at a cocktail party and they're giving you a compliment and you just walk away and don't say a thing.
Like you're not that cool.
Yeah, you're
reply.
not. You're not.
Like stop.
We all put our pants on one leg at a time.
Exactly.
Just take the half a second.
Yeah, it's not that long.
And don't just like leave a heart.
No.
Say thanks.
I know.
Come on.
Have a little respect.
Be nice. Be nice. But what else are you seeing that frustrates you? Like what
frustrates me? I don't know if it frustrates this. I guess it would be this whole. You need to be. How do I word this without being an a-hole?
Say it. Don't worry about it. Just say it.
Authenticity. I think authenticity is dead. And I see people online, and who cares what people say online at the end of the day? Like, it's just everybody's blah, blah, blah. But I see like somebody talking smack about somebody for using a filter, but then that person has like bought like their entire follower count plus their likes and their, views. And they're talking about somebody who's wearing a filter. And I'm just like, and then they're talking about authenticity. And I'm like, but are you being genuine? That's the question you guys need to be asking yourselves right now is, are you being genuine with your audience? I don't care if you have a filter. What, are we going to tell each other not to wear makeup now? Like, what are we doing?
I bring it back to when I was in real estate 15 years ago, 20 years ago in New York and in Utah, and you'd get somebody's business card. Mm-hmm. And somehow, some way you'd get it, or you'd get their picture, and or their picture would be on their email signature. You'd see their photo there. And then you met them in person. And it was like, I have a meeting with your younger sister.
Yeah.
Your warranty expired 5 years ago.
Yeah.
From the picture I'm seeing,
That's going to be me.
and from who I'm looking at right now, what the shit is this?
I'm going to do that.
And if you're trying to, in real estate especially, if you're trying to build trust with someone to represent them on the biggest, most stressful financial transaction of their lives, to buy or sell a home, and you're not what they are seeing,
yeah.
there's a disconnect there.
Right.
And to me, that would, it leads to personal credibility.
Right.
And I tell all my clients every single year, new photos.
Yeah.
Every single year.
I agree with that.
Every year.
I agree. People need to like up their, I'm with you on that. But at the same time, if I'm on Instagram and I have a pimple on my face, I'm swiping to the Paris filter.
Why?
So that doesn't, because I want to feel good in front of the camera.
Okay.
I mean, I'm fine the way I am.
Embrace your pimple.
But it distracts from my message.
Think so?
And then inevitably some schmuck is going to.
You think it distracts from your message.
Maybe.
You're overthinking it, my dear. And you know what? That schmuck, I'll finish your line for you.
Yeah.
That schmuck that's going to break your balls about having a fucking pimple on your face, that puts you up in the algorithms even more because you engage you in a conversation.
That's true. That's true.
Think about that next time.
Yeah.
All right?
No,
This is coming from a 53-year-old bald man.
Yeah.
Who's, a little overweight with chicken arms and, but I love who I am and I don't give a fuck what people say.
Well, yeah. And you're a rare case of that where you completely put yourself out there in an authentic manner.
Thank you. Yeah.
But I do think there's a lot of people who are busting people's balls for being inauthentic who are in fact also being inauthentic.
Agreed. There are people online that have their account is private. Mm-hmm. You can't even reply to their comment that they left on your Instagram post. Mm-hmm. And they are just out there to spread visceral hatred.
Right.
But those are the people
That's my point.
That are so sad and they are living in their parents' basement and they're hiding behind a wall of, they come off as like either bravado or they come off as hating on somebody else when really inside they are so insecure and so sad. And there is a hole, there's a pit inside of them. There's a great line in the movie Tombstone about Johnny Ringo. And I forget the actor's name. He was in the first Terminator. He was the guy that was with Sarah Connor. I forget the guy's, Michael Biehn, and he was Johnny Ringo. And it was Val Kilmer was Doc Holliday, I believe, and said the line that he has just this pit inside of him that will never be filled.
Aww.
And I'm paraphrasing, but it was so good. Unfortunately, Christy, there's people in the world like that.
Right.
And I've never forgotten that because I know that inspires me to always be, somewhat positive, happy, but really it inspires me to be opinionated.
Yes.
It inspires me to own who I am and what I have in my brain and my heart.
Yeah.
Right? And that's what but you do that.
Yeah. And I feel like we need to be a little more graceful with one another, But
I love that word.
Yeah. Just treat each other with a little more grace.
I say to people all the time, give yourself grace.
Yeah.
It's so hard for many people to take a compliment.
It really is. It used to be for me, not anymore.
Good for you.
Yeah.
How's it feel?
Oh, it feels great. I love it.
What made you change? What was it that inspired you to give yourself grace?
I'm not sure what the moment was, but I think it was probably having kids. Probably when I had my kids, I became really proud. That was like, you know what I mean? I was like, I felt like I finally did something I was really proud of. And then when people would say nice things to me, I'd be like, thanks, I know.
You own it now.
I own it now.
Because you created
Heavily.
life.
Yeah.
Lives. 3 lives.
Yeah.
That is something that if you always have that thing, like if you could tell your younger self something, what would it be? And mine is always to give yourself some grace.
Yeah.
What's yours?
Go easy on yourself. Go easy on yourself. Don't be so hard on yourself. Don't beat yourself up. Every time you make a mistake, Every time something doesn't go the direction that you want it to go, relax. It's going to be okay.
When you're getting stressed or feel yourself in a moment of stress, are there things that you do, like breathing techniques or anything that you do to put yourself in a more calm state?
Yeah. I'm a bath girl. I'm a make a Christie soup person. I do I do the whole thing. Light a candle, Epsom salt. I do breathing. I do breathing exercises. I've done meditation. I've done yoga. I've done all that stuff. Yeah.
Is the bath the number one thing?
That's number one. That's top notch.
Warm bath, candles.
Mm-hmm.
Do you like the salts?
The salts, yeah, anything. Just make it nice, make it relaxing, and I'm fine after.
I'm so jealous of you because I'm 6'3", 230 pounds.
Okay.
And to find a tub for me to do that, I need someone's jacuzzi for me to do that with the scented salts. What I do is a guy.
I was going to ask you, what do you do to decompress? Because I know how hard you work.
I work smart and work hard. A guy, Andrew Huberman, I learned it from him. Super smart guy. He's been a Rogan a bunch of times, has a podcast. And there's a breathing technique it's medically, psychologically proven. When you breathe in, you take another breath in, you go, and then 2 breaths out. And it's supposed to overinflate your lungs and whatever is inside your lungs, like those cells that make up the things, and it gives them even more oxygen and then pushes even more oxygen out.
Ooh, I'm doing that.
Yes. And so whenever I am feeling stressed, I'll do that. I just did it right now. 2 to 3 times usually.
Nice.
Like I just did it right now and just feel, oh.
Well, before you came in, I was like, even though I didn't really need to because it's me and you, but still.
But good for you for knowing.
Yeah.
And good for you for putting yourself through whatever exercises you need to do, because most people don't do that.
No.
Most people just try to fight through the stress, and the stress is what's going to kill you.
Yep.
And as we get older, and that's where I'm at now at 53, I'm like, I'm going to avoid stress. I'm going to avoid drama with every fiber of my being.
Oh,
and there's such a balance there. You are walking a tightrope between having a strong opinion and putting it out on a podcast for the entire world now to watch, but then also saying, you know what? I don't want drama in my life.
Yeah, totally. I totally get that, because sometimes I'll have a controversial opinion about something and I'll want to put it out there and I'll hold it back because I'm like, I just don't feel like dealing with the comments right now. It is just not my mood and I won't do it.
So I want to ask you a question about that way of thinking. Are you someone, and there's no wrong answer.
Yeah.
Are you someone that you would rather be not full-on Christie, like they'll get 70% Christie, and then you know that there's, you won't be as controversial for fear of not working with somebody? Or are you know what, they're going to get 100% Christie, and it might be less people that I appeal to, but those people are going to be my ride or dies. They're going to refer me to other people to work with or to be friends with.
I was at first the first Christie. Now I'm the other Christie, and I get in trouble for it, and I don't care.
Fuck them.
I don't.
And by the way, there is a right answer, and you just said it.
Yeah.
I totally fucking lied. You are completely 1,000% correct.
When I started out, I was so scared to, I didn't want to offend anybody on this side or however they felt. And now I'm like, just let it loose. You're not going to like my opinion too bad.
And how are you feeling, like, having walked through that, that curtain? How do you feel now?
I feel free. I feel great. I recommend it highly. There's going to be people who come for you. Let them come for you. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I wish them, I don't hate anybody.
I don't hate anybody either.
I don't hate anybody.
I love everybody, actually.
Right?
Even people that you'd think I'd hate, I love them.
Yeah. I wish nothing but great things for every human being on this planet. No matter what transgressions you have done.
Yeah.
I don't care. I love you, and I want the best for you.
Yeah.
And what I've always done is now, with getting older, with my mom passing away, with being in love for the first time in my life ever, which is crazy. And I was just talking to Brandy on the way here. And it is now so much more liberating. You are breathing rarefied air.
Yes.
When you just get up in the morning and say, all right, I'm going to do my thing. But you know what? If everything goes to shit, I know that I have someone that I love. I'm healthy. I'm okay. We'll figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
We'll figure it out.
Absolutely.
And to not get caught up in all the stuff. And I was a stuff guy for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Still have stuff. But now I'm more about experiences. You know, I took my daughter to New York City for 5 days. It was awesome. I'm taking on vacation with my girlfriend on a cruise. I just booked Jack. We're going to Disney World in September. Taking Jack and my daughter Alex and my girlfriend's coming up to Canandaigua, New York, my hometown, for 9 days.
Oh, wow.
The end of this month, beginning of next month, for a big party to send my mom off and spread her ashes in Canandaigua Lake.
You're going to make me cry.
Right? But it is those things that mean the most to me now.
Yeah.
Not going out and getting another Rolex.
No.
I'm done. I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good. I'm good with the clothes I have, the car I drive. I rent. I'm renting right now.
And that's
which everyone's
okay.
like, holy shit, you're in. Yeah, I'm renting right now because of the financial beating that I took, but also I made horrific financial mistakes since the divorce. I own that.
Yeah.
I'm far from fucking perfect.
Same.
Right? But it is saying stuff like that on camera to an audience in front of my friend, where really it's with my friend and everyone here is just, there to hear it, to kind of listen in.
Mm-hmm.
And if and when this stuff gets posted, you can comment on it.
Exactly.
And I'll comment back every single time. Every time.
I love that.
I had somebody, it was funny. Oh, you're going to love this. This week, I always reply back to the story shares. It's me. I'm doing it. I don't have anybody doing that. And a guy replied back to me. He's like, is this really you? I've never had a creator reply back to one of my comments or shares.
Yes,
And
I get that too.
I went, it's me, brother. It's me. Thank you so much.
I get that too.
And we had a little thing back and forth. I wish him the best, and it was cool.
Yeah.
But I don't consider myself a creator. I don't consider myself an influencer. That's just not me.
No, I am not an influencer. I actually don't like being called an influencer. I would like to be Christy, not an influencer, Riffle.
Done.
Because I sell real estate, and that's what I do. And I'm a mother, and I use social media to grow my business, but I'm not an influencer.
You don't think so?
No.
No?
No, that's not. Nope.
With your Jewish Bloomingdales from the 70s grandma vibe?
My Madison Avenue Jewish grandmother.
Straight up Madison Avenue.
Love it.
Straight up Madison Avenue.
Those are my people.
I love it. It's a great look. And those people love you.
I
absolutely
love them.
Freaking love you.
Those are my people. I love them.
What are you seeing online that you're just like, oh, come on. Regardless of real estate.
Regardless of real estate. I don't know. My algorithm's been pretty good lately. What do I look? I mean, I guess I said it already. I don't like the flex. And we've seen the crypto guys do it, and they kind of stopped because, that went to shit. I don't love the flex in a down market. I really don't. I feel like it's just not tasteful.
Are you seeing the same amount of flex now than 2 years ago?
No, I'm not. And I feel like those people haven't taken the temperature of the room yet, because there's a lot of people suffering right now. And I think it's just, when things were hot, we were making money and everybody was good, sure. And listen, I am all for celebrating your wins. I want you to get that Rolex. I want you to get that Ferrari. And I'm cheering for you. But throwing it in everybody's face all the time who are having a hard time making ends meet just doesn't feel tasteful to me right now. And that's probably the one thing that I see that turns me off.
I think that reading the room, you hit the nail on the head. Mm-hmm. That people aren't. I mean, let me ask you this one: do you think things are going to get worse, better, or stay the same, for the rest of the year, rest of 2023?
Well, that's a great question. I've been obviously, studying the heck out of that, and I think as far as rates go, we're not going to get much better. So I think we're going to be the same. I don't think we're going to see any kind of exciting shifts in anything based on everything that this Fed has said they're going to do and what they've done. I mean, even when we were having the banking issue, they still raised, that should be enough for you right there. They want the Fed's fund rate at 2.5 and we're at 5. So they want to break the labor market.
Can Powell do anything else to fuck up the economy?
I'm sure he could find a way.
Think they'll raise again?
Oh, yeah. I think they will.
25 basis points?
Yeah, probably about
50?
there. They could. He likes to do it in small increments.
Which I hate.
Too.
Fucking stab me, man.
Just
get it over with.
Either get it.
Cut me clean.
He could have gotten it over with a while ago.
Cut me clean.
Just get it over with and raise it or don't, And the problem is, too, government spending, and they don't want to do anything about that. They want to put it on everything else, but government spending is beyond, I don't know, somebody out there, do the math and look at what we're spending now over every other administration. It's out of control.
I forget, they said an all-in, but it's like trillions being spent on wars.
Yes.
Like Ukraine.
Yeah.
Give me a fucking break.
Yeah.
And at first I was like, all right, let's stop. Let's stop Putin. But now I'm like, what are we doing?
What are we doing?
What's the end game? We get caught up in this stuff. What was the end game with Iraq? People are dying.
Children are dying in Ukraine and Russia.
Yeah.
I don't hate anybody. I don't want to see children die on either side. I have no wonderful Russian people. We're going to play that game that we hate Russians.
Yeah.
Yeah. Putin's a piece of whatever, piece of shit. But I'm not going to hate people, and I don't want to see people die. And I'm anti-war. Period.
We can't afford to pay our own bills.
Period.
Full stop. What we need to get our own house in order financially before we can start paying for going out and stopping the quote unquote tyranny of a foreign entity, whether it's China, Russia, North Korea, whomever.
And lining the pockets of Halliburton and all the other, companies that we're helping out right now.
Yeah. To me, my eyes have been open to a lot lately. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on, y'all?
It's all greed and power.
To me, and you've got that compounded with such a polarizing political environment that we have.
Really?
Which all started with Trump. And
it really did
And the thing is, full disclosure, Trump's first time, I voted for him. I'm a New York guy. I'm like, he's going to shake it up. He's not political. He's going to make things happen. The problem with Trump was twofold. And in my opinion, just my opinion, is that he thought he can get things. He's a maverick. He's always done stuff on his own. He doesn't know how to play well with others in his sandbox.
He doesn't.
And he's not a good communicator.
Truly.
And that killed him. Also, having a Twitter account.
Yeah.
Kills him.
Yeah. Which I love. Well,
the theater is phenomenal, Christy.
Show.
Right? The show is,
give
please.
Me the show.
Give me the popcorn.
Right.
I'm sitting there watching it. But this is the leader of the free world.
Yeah.
And he's talking shit about people on Twitter at 1 a.m. I was like, dude, really?
And put the phone down.
But then now with Biden, who we don't know, he could have been dead 2 months ago and nobody knows. It could be AI that's just, going on. He can't form complete. I question his cognitive function. Yeah. The guy is in his late 70s, early 80s and is running for re-election and we know this is like the least amount of public appearances or addresses by any politician since like the advent of the television. No one has made less public appearances. He has handlers.
He won't debate anybody.
He will not debate.
He won't. He barely gets up and has without messing up. He can barely speak.
To me, they both suck. And I like DeSantis just because I've seen what he's done in Florida. My girlfriend doesn't like him. And that's okay. That's the best part with Brandy is that I love her and she's like DeSantis. I do, but we're still in love. How about that one?
That's beautiful. Why can't more people be like that?
How about that?
I know. Don't attack me. See, I like RFK.
Love RFK.
I'm big RFK.
The only thing with RFK that kills me is I listen to him on Rogan. I'm still getting through it. That's a 3-hour interview. The first hour, he's talking about vaccines. We get it.
Yeah, we know.
We get it.
Yeah. We need to let that go.
We get it, RFK. But he's so smart.
He's unbelievable.
He's really good.
And he knows the ins and outs like nobody else. But he's also empathetic.
Is he Democrat?
He's Democrat. He's running as Democrat.
I would love to see RFK DeSantis.
I would love to see RFK be able to debate Biden. That's what I want.
That'd be fantastic.
And they won't let it happen.
It'll never happen. Well, he's being blocked from debates. He's being blocked by, because it's the establishment, big money, and the money that owns the media is the ones who are supporting Biden.
Yep.
Or right-wing Trump. So that's why also a lot of times DeSantis is not getting the voice that he should get. And I think that that's where social media comes in. Like, look at Twitter, because that's what, God bless Elon Musk.
Yeah.
Because he's making that just, hey, come do whatever you want.
Yeah.
And that's also TikTok.
Yeah.
People just come on with your opinion.
That's why I hang out there now.
And you're given a voice.
Yeah.
You are given a voice, my love.
That's why I decided to go hang out there.
Right? And that's something, that's my next, once I get my stuff in order, which I got about another week or two, I'm going to start, I'm on Twitter now, but I got to get it cleaned up. Yeah. And I think that to have a voice now is social media, but Facebook, Meta, let's just say Meta, because that covers everything. The thing I've seen with like my one big post that went viral, when you scroll down on comments to the very bottom, it'll show hidden comments.
Yeah.
And there was a few that were on there that weren't controversial, weren't mean. They just were hidden.
I don't like that.
And so I unhid all of them, even the ones that were mean to me.
Yeah.
You have a voice.
Absolutely.
You comment on any of my social media stuff, as long as it's not really, really, really,
right.
really.
Unless you're like really gross.
If you're really disgusting, gross, mean, or if I feel hurt by what you say, by your comment, by your voice, I'm going to remove your voice from the conversation.
Yeah, no, I'm a blocker. But
and I do the same thing.
Yeah.
Out of 2.1 million plays, I think 5 people I might have blocked, maybe.
What was your like favorite interaction that you've had, like that was like spicy?
There's been a few. There was one that a guy said he definitely hits his kids.
Oh my God.
He definitely hits his kids. And my reply back was, only to the back of the head, #no marks.
You did not.
I did too. I own it, man.
That's beautiful.
That's great. The thing is, but it shows also that when people are giving their opinion, it is so uneducated. Instead of seeing what I said about parenting and going, wait a minute, who is this asshole? And they go and look at my feed and look at how I am, with Jack, my 7-year-old son, making bacon, making breakfast with him, or how I have fun with my kids. They're not doing any of that at all. And instead just going knee-jerk reaction.
Knee-jerk reaction is such a problem.
He said this, I'm pissed off, fuck you. I'm gonna just, spew onto you. And I think that is really, that's showing me our culture right now. Mm-hmm. That they're going off of a soundbite or a quick little short video that somebody says, and they go, oh, no way. And then they
create a whole world around it.
They get so mad. They get so mad. And I have a personal family relationship that has been decimated because this person thinks that I was posting too much online. And this person is a big Trumper, and I love him. I love him. Oh, and I will always love him.
That's the worst.
But he wants nothing to do with me and will not talk to me. And he's made his mind up. And I'm okay. I still love him very much.
Oh.
And it's happened because of social media. And that hurts me.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to stop what I'm doing.
No, you're not going to stop what you're doing.
And if that person was to just call me and go, hey, man, that really pissed me off. You did this, this, and this. I'm like, you know what? Let's agree to disagree.
Yeah. And I'm not going to fight with you.
No.
Like, I'm not going to get into a brawl because I disagree with you about something I said on social media.
Correct.
That's not happening.
It's not worth it.
No.
It's just not worth it.
Because it's going to make it worse.
Nowadays, I'm talking about how vulnerability is the currency, man, to have this stuff work, because everybody and their mother now has a podcast. Everyone's got a podcast. And 98% of them suck.
That's a fact.
98% of them, you just don't watch it. You don't, even the shorts are just pain. It's like going to the dentist.
Yeah.
You're like, no, I'm out. And I love my dentist, by the way. Michael Rose over on Charleston. He's awesome. Unpaid endorsement. It's great. And so.
Supports small business.
Love him. And it is lack of vulnerability, lack of listening to the person, and caring about what message do they have, and just going back and forth and having a nice conversation.
Yeah.
And we can disagree on shit, Christy, and that's okay.
Yeah, we can.
It's fucking healthy to be that way, man.
Yeah.
And I mean, I had a previous employer of mine. I was written up because I swore on a podcast. I said, the Fargo law of economics is dollars over bullshit. And if I have to go through this amount of bullshit and I'm going to make this much money, I'm out.
Yeah.
With who you are as a person, if you're going to suck up my time and we're going to have 15 meetings, but we're not going to work together and you're going to send any business to my company, I'm out.
Yeah.
And you get no more of me.
Yeah. I've had a similar situation.
Right?
Yeah.
Especially in this town.
Yeah, in this town.
There's no other town, Christy.
A knee-jerk reaction.
No other town in the world can waste your time more than Las Vegas, Nevada.
Oh, they love wasting your time. They love it. Especially like the fake clients who don't really have any money. They love wasting your time.
How do you know a fake client from a non-fake client?
So I used to get it when I first started out. They like to leech onto the new agents. So I don't get it anymore at all. But I can give advice to new agents for sure. You always want to ask for proof of funds. I mean, that's like first and foremost. But you can talk to them and feel them out and really tell if they're, trying to hit on you, or if they're just like trying to flex. You find little things. I mean, but you really want to have like a good lender in place who can find out what their financials are. That's first and foremost. You want proof of funds. And yeah, I mean, it's almost like a natural thing now that I know you're full of shit. It's almost hard to explain. But yeah, it's a thing. And I've gotten I had one guy who he pretended to be a horse breeder. And he wanted to buy a house in the Summit. And he wanted
Hi, Miss Riffle. I'm looking to pick up a property.
Yeah. And guess what his job was? An Uber driver. Nothing wrong with Uber drivers. It's a great way. I'm not
saying that there is. Stop it. I'm not saying that there is. If you get fucking offended because she just said Uber drivers, fuck off.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Continue.
Yeah. But this guy pretended to be, a multimillionaire and wasted my time for about 3 weeks.
Yeah,
There's a special place in hell for people who take agents out and have no intention of doing anything. It's not that, there's people that do have intention and it doesn't work out. It's fine. And we love you and you're all good. But if you don't have intentions and you want to go around and look at houses and, do the Real Housewives or whatever the shows are and look at cool stuff, go to hell. Seriously. Go to hell.
How often, now that you mentioned all the reality shows, right? Like the real estate reality shows, like $1 million listings. How often do those conversations come up with people, other agents, like newer agents, that are all thinking that that's the life that you're living?
They really think $1 million, right? They really think it is, and it's not. It's so funny. Okay, let's get into it. Those shows are so fake. A lot of those houses are rented. They're not really selling them. There's that one show that I don't watch any of them, but there's the one show that's on Netflix or something, Sunset. I don't know.
Selling Sunset.
That's it. I've heard allegedly that a lot of those girls don't even have real estate licenses. I don't know if that's true or not. I'm going to stay out of that, but that's what I heard.
All you got to do is just go online and Google their name.
Yeah.
And it'll be,
Yeah. But that's
look
what
at
I heard.
Zillow.
Yeah.
I tell people all the time, punch up their name, comma, Zillow, and see how many deals they've done.
Yeah.
It's right there. I talked one time, this was 7 years ago, Madison, who was in, who was $1 million listing LA and is in Malibu.
Mm-hmm.
Super nice guy.
Yeah.
Funny, good guy.
A lot of those guys seem to be pretty
really good
cool.
guy. We met at the restaurant over at World Market Center, which I don't remember the name of it, but we were there and he was there for something. And I got up like, hey man, I walked over to him. But then I saw the show because I was just getting into, I was brand new title rep.
Mm-hmm.
I go, I love your show. He's like, thanks. And I busted his balls about something and made him laugh. And I said, how much of it is real? And he said, honestly, hardly any of it.
None of it's
He said,
real.
I get along with Altman and Flagg. We're all friends.
Yeah.
That's all created by the producers because they want that conflict because that's ratings.
Totally.
Where I see that and that used to work. And I think to some extent it still works. Like look at news now. They're trying to, everything is, super controversial. Where really what people want to see is vulnerability. And I'll keep banging that drum all day long.
Yeah. I think a lot of those guys are doing deals though.
Oh, they're doing deals.
Yeah.
Oh, no. I see the LA numbers.
Yeah. And the Sirhan guy from New York, he's killing it. Like he's.
Ryan Sirhan does very well.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah, does very well. And
I say I don't watch, but I know all these people.
They've taken, a lot of those guys have taken their brands where they did very well in real estate, but now they're monetizing with book deals, speaking deals.
Yeah.
They're creating their own sales CRMs,
I
like
love
everything
it.
they're doing. God bless.
Totally.
That's brilliant.
I think it's awesome.
That's fucking brilliant to do that. I have mad respect for them.
Totally.
Who I don't have respect for are the ones that are coming on as a flex and they're doing no business whatsoever.
Yeah.
And there's a shitload here that do that.
Oh,
A shitload. And all you got to do, y'all, is put their name in. If you're looking at to vet somebody in real estate, put their name in Google, put in, Fern Flanagan, comma, Zillow with quotes around the Fern and the Zillow and see Fern's numbers.
Yeah.
And see what Fern's done. And you'll know real fast what goes on. I remember we all have this. We have MTA is the software platform that every title rep in town has. And the lenders have it too. It's about 85% accurate. And it'll show your residential resale numbers for a realtor. Again, 85% accurate. But 90% of the time, when I first started out, I take a meeting with anybody. And at first, they're saying how much business they've done last year. Whoever offers that, by the way, they're not doing those numbers.
No, I don't even know.
They're right. And I'd be sitting there talking to them, and I'm pretending like I'm taking notes on Google Docs on my phone. I'm pulling up their numbers as they're talking to me, and 95% of the time, they were lying about their numbers.
Unbelievable. Why do people do that?
Don't know. It's
insecurity.
Insecurity. It's insecurity.
And I understand.
I still have nothing but love for those people.
Yeah.
But my level of respect for them is gone. Just tell me, hey, I'm not doing that well right now. I want to be doing 20 deals a year. I'm on track right now to do 7.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's dive into that. What is your, then I'll go down that rabbit hole of people all day long.
See, and I remember being at that place of being so insecure as a new agent. I remember being like shamed to walk into because I wasn't doing well, shamed to walk into the office. Like I felt like I didn't belong.
Really?
Because I was so ashamed of my numbers and how well I wasn't doing. But then it fueled me, and I'm like, I gotta get, I gotta go. I'm not a quitter. So, but yeah, I remember like, there's a lot of insecurity that comes along with being a new agent. And I do sympathize with all of those young agents. It's tough. It's not easy.
But just be yourself.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah, be yourself. That's what it comes down to.
It's okay.
It's okay. And I wasn't afraid to admit it. I remember I just was like, and I remember telling my broker at one point, I'm like, I probably don't mean a lot to you. Like I probably don't really matter to you. And he was like, no, you do. Stop.
Do you think you'll be a realtor forever? Or are you positioning yourself to get this thing rolling and then sell your book of business off eventually in the future?
Yeah. I don't think I'm going to, well, gosh, that's a tough question because of the gratitude I have for it and the love that I have for helping people, the helping people side of it. So maybe it'll transition to helping in another way.
Like what?
Maybe helping other agents with things like we just talked about. I could see myself helping newer agents. I could lean into that.
You'd be great at that.
Yeah.
Because there's so many people out there now saying they're a coach.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I wouldn't let you coach.
I wouldn't let you near me.
I wouldn't let you coach my dog. I don't have a dog.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that there's a lot of that out there now as well.
Yeah. And it's hard to break through that because everybody thinks that all coaches now, because there's so many bullshit coaches.
Agreed.
That all coaches are bullshit, It's a tough one. The guru thing is under attack right now.
It's played out. It's real. I think the whole guru thing is very played out. And if you're good enough at what you do, and if somebody comes to you that's one of your peers and says, I would love to learn from you and I will pay you to do it.
Hell yeah.
Done.
Yeah.
Done.
Where do we sign that check?
Let's shake hands on it and let's roll.
Yeah.
But I think that to be out actively talking about that you're going to make someone better at their job when you haven't proven that you are
perfect
at elite level of that sector, and this is any sector, take real estate out of it, that you're diluting it for the people that really are good at what they do.
Yeah. That's like when I first started doing social media and I was getting followers, I was getting, leads, but I wasn't closing enough deals. People were coming to me like asking me how I was doing it. And I wasn't comfortable enough with my conversion rate to say, I should be giving you advice at this point.
Yeah.
I need to get to a certain level before I can sit in front of you and take your money and tell you how you should be doing this. It would be unethical.
Are there any coaches out right now, or a coach that you like? Not that you're using one, but are there any coaches that you like that are out there right now in real estate?
I think Dave Tina Jr. is doing a great job. I really do. I think if there was somebody in real estate that you would want to lean on and lean towards, it would be him.
Why?
Because he's sincere. He's honest. Because he's coming from a place of, I've been there and I've been through it and I've been through the trenches and I've come above it, and he's not, he doesn't have any shame in his failures. There's no ego anymore, or there's no ego. It's just him. So
I had Dave on the show a couple of months ago.
It was amazing.
To date, it's one of my best episodes.
Yeah, he was fantastic.
Yeah, he was. I love him.
Yeah.
I love him as a person. I love him as
he's a great dad.
As a dad.
Yeah.
He is just somebody that you want to be around.
Yeah.
And he's also he is the smartest guy in the room.
Yeah.
When you're in a room with Dave Tina, there's a 99.9% chance he's the smartest guy in the room.
Yeah.
Full stop.
For sure.
But you wouldn't know it.
Yeah. No.
He's very humble with that shit.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. He's humble about it.
He's very humble with his stuff. And I think that locally here in Vegas, nobody can touch Dave Tina in terms of coaches.
Yeah.
Nobody.
And his father, he's learned from the best.
Well, to see
don't
both
get me started on Dave.
To see
Senior,
both of them together is a thing of beauty.
Yeah.
To watch both of them in a room talking to agents, there is no greater real estate duo you're going to see in the nation.
Yeah.
Than Dave Tina Jr. And even though he's not a junior, but Dave and Dave.
Yeah.
The Daves.
The Daves.
Dave Tina and Dave are and they're good men.
Yeah, they truly
They're
are
both good men.
Yeah.
The other coach that I'm a big fan of is John Cheplack.
I don't know who that is.
He is somebody that he's been around for a while and has been doing it for a while and has just been doubling down on acquiring talent to help him. He's not cheap at all. but
should
now
be.
has lieutenants. One of his guys, Sunit, I'm very good friends with. Sunit's top 3 teams in California, is out of Sacramento.
Wow.
Big Block Realty, and is an amazing guy. Amazing guy, super smart guy, Sunit. And I'm getting him here. He's coming on. And Cheplack is somebody who has worked very hard. And the thing is, he's the one coach that most people don't know about that is the best real estate coach nationally in the United States.
Wow.
Full stop is John Cheplack.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
send me his info.
And I've never, he coaches real estate agents. I'm not a real estate agent. So full disclosure, I have no monetary relationship or otherwise with John Cheplack. We follow each other on social media, and I have great respect for him,
Yeah.
for his no bullshit attitude. And I love how he celebrates his sobriety.
Mhm.
That's not me, but I reward and congratulate and admire and respect him for his health and how he conducts himself.
Yeah.
He's a good man.
Yeah.
And we need more good men.
We need more good men
in the
right,
world.
who actually like have a heart,
Yep.
you know?
He's a good, strong man,
Yeah.
just like Dave.
Just
Tina.
like Dave. Yeah.
And so those are my favorites.
yeah.
And I'm lucky and blessed enough to call Dave Tina a close personal friend. I love
That's
him.
awesome.
I love him. And I actually texted him when I was at a Yankee game with my daughter last week. And I said, no matter what you do, you need to bring, because he's a New York City guy. He's a Long
Yeah.
Island guy. And I said, no matter what, you need to bring your oldest here. You need to make that happen.
Yeah.
And so we're going back and forth with texts because we both that's the biggest thing we share is we love our kids.
Yeah.
We
for
love
sure.
our kids.
Yeah.
So I want to thank you for coming in.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having
I
me.
adore you. I always have. You're one of the good, bright, shining lights in the world. And I think that
Oh, thank you.
whoever isn't talking with you is doing themselves a great disservice
Oh, thank you. That's so
because of who
kind.
you are and how
Oh.
you carry yourself.
Wow, thank you.
And it's been
Because
an
I could be
absolute
a real
honor.
shithead. So
Well,
thank you.
But that's what also makes you so endearing.
Oh, well, thank you.
You are an amazing woman with an amazingly large dick.
I love you, Jeff Fargo.
I love you too. Thank you, honey.
Thanks.